Hello students, today we're going to be learning about annotating and identifying central ideas in a text. So by the end of this week, you should be able to annotate a text according to annotation guidelines. You should also be able to identify the central idea and supporting details of a text. So those are your two objectives, your two goals. So the first thing that you may be wondering is, what is annotating? Well, annotating is the process of reading and marking up the text. Things that you might do is highlight, some things you may do are highlight central ideas, circle and define unknown words, and write notes in the margin. So why annotate? Well, annotating helps readers focus on what they're reading, understand the details of a text, keep track of thoughts and feelings. And one thing that I find most important is to prepare to write about a text. So a lot of times if I know that I have a writing assignment coming up and some readings that we're doing in preparation for that writing assignment, I'm actually going to annotate and highlight evidence that I know that I'll be able to use to support my own ideas. And that is something that you will be expected to do for both of these reading assignments. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what those two reading assignments are. So I'm going to go to the assignments and show you what those are. You're actually reading two texts that deal with our kind of current state of affairs. And so you're going to be reading about the coronavirus and how to really balance between practicing caution, but also not letting fear overwhelm us and not letting it control our lives. And so that's essentially what both of these texts deal with. So the first one really just goes over what the coronavirus is in general and what precautions we can take. So I have your annotation instructions. So this is how you're supposed to annotate for this particular text. You will need to highlight in red and look up definitions to any unknown words. You will also need to highlight in green sentences that you may use as evidence in to the following prompt. So your prompt is this. Imagine that you are writing to a friend or family member about what the coronavirus is and how to practice caution while not allowing fear and anxiety to overwhelm them. Use evidence from both texts to support your answers. So you're going to want to annotate to see what evidence you may use. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that text. All right. So, with the schools closing across the nation in response to coronavirus concerns, many students may be jumping for joy. Others are worried, scared, or confused. But as the American essayist Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote, knowledge is the antidote for fear, to fear. Now, some of you may not know what the word antidote means. And so what you're going to want to do is highlight it. And I've already highlighted it, but just to highlight, all you have to do is scroll over it and pick a color. And remember that words that we don't know, that we're using red for that, okay? So I've used red for this. I've also looked up the definition. Right here, it gives you an option to look up the definitions of words. And so I just Googled that definition and I copied and pasted it. Now I need to read and understand what that definition is. So it's a medicine taken or given to counteract a particular poison. So if we think about what that means here, he's using this word antidote metaphorically, meaning it's not literal. So knowledge is the antidote to fear. So knowledge helps with us, helps to subside our fear, to counteract our fear, right? So as I go through, I'm going to look for main ideas, things that I want to, things that I may use for my prompt. Now, this video is getting ready to end. I'm going to go ahead and post another video on central idea.